Today we're going to be going over manipulating a cabinet group. So today we're going to start by dropping in a wall layout, and we're going to add in some wall cabinets along this wall here. We're going to add a stacked wall cabinet on top of those, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create different groups for those cabinets so that we can apply different construction methods to them. The reason that we're doing this is because when you have a group of cabinets or a section of cabinets here, and you need to change something like the reveal settings on the entire group, you can do that by going into the wireframe and changing each cabinet one by one. So if I bring this cabinet in here, and I can go to this wireframe editor here, and this will allow me to change each piece of this cabinet one by one. So every time you do this, you have to save for each singular cabinet. Now, if you were to have a full kitchen in here and you wanted to change the entire top row of this kitchen, it would be quite time expensive to go in there and manipulate the wireframe for every single cabinet. So that's why we created the grouping so that you could group all of those top cabinets within one group and then apply a new construction method with those same changes you're looking to do to that group so you minimize your work. So the way to do this is we're going to start by going into our wall elevation view C. You can click on the wall and select this icon here, or we can go up to the elevation view here and go to wall C. Now I dropped in a 48-inch cabinet by 30 high, and I'm going to drop in a couple more just to complete a whole group here. So I'm just going to bring that in and butt it up next to the other cabinets there. Now we're going to have to bring all these cabinets down a little bit to fit a 21-inch cabinet on top. So to do this, we're going to select our first cabinet here. We're going to go to our wireframe or attributes on the right side and go to up/down in the actions menu. We're going to move this to a value of 45 inches and hit enter or return. And then we're going to move on to our next cabinet and do the same thing. Now that we have this bottom wall cabinet up here, we're going to go ahead and add the stack on top. So let's go up to 21-inch high within the wall cabinet section here. We're going to scroll down to match the width of these bottom ones and grab the 48-inch. We can drop it right on top of those other cabinets there and snap it to its desired X value. Now we're going to want to move these up to this location here. So we're doing the same thing as we did with the base wall cabinets here. We're going to select that cabinet. We're going to go to the action menu on the right side, do up/down, and this one is going to be at 75 inches. Now, as you can see, we have these 8 cabinets in here. Now, if you had a full entire room, you can see that it might be a lot of work by going into these wireframes and adjusting your reveal settings or whatever you might be trying to manipulate in this case. You have to do that for each cabinet and save them specifically. So the way to get around this is the grouping. So if we start off right now, we go back to our elevation view here. I can click on my top cabinet here, scroll down, and you can see a cabinet group menu. So it's going to be set as default, and to create a new group, we're going to want to click this little icon here, add, and do wall top. So we added a new cabinet group. Now we can apply that cabinet group to all these tall top cabinets. So to do this, we're going to scroll down here, click the drop down and select wall top. Do the same thing for the rest of them. So now if I go to my design options here, I have my default set. So now I can apply all of my settings to those default bottom wall cabinets. Let's go ahead and apply some finishes. Frameless. Let's go ahead and pick a shaker. So now, as you can see, because I applied that group to that top cabinet there, those are not going to change with the design option changes. You're going to have to change those separately by going back into your design options, selecting your wall top group, and then we can select our same finish. We can select our same materials. We can even select the same construction style, or we can go and pick something different, like maybe an MDF glass. And then we'll hit apply. So this shows you how you can create just a basic without going into construction methods. You can create two different constructions within one design. But take this a little bit further if you want to match these reveal settings. The way we would do this is we would go within our construction methods here. And what we're going to do is so I have this wall bottom construction method set here. If I click on my wall cabinet override, this would start off at about 1/4 inch. We're going to change that down to 0. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy this and change this over to wall top and press OK. So now that we have our wall top cabinet group, we can go into there and select our wall cabinets, and then we're going to want to change our bottom reveal. In this case, change our top back to that half. And then we're going to go and change our bottom reveal to a half as well. Now that this is saved, we can go back to our design. And we're going to go back up to our design options here. We have our default group, so we need to select our construction methods here. So if I select my construction method for my default group, I'm going to select the wall bottom. And then I'm going to go back up after applying. I'm going to go back up here and select my wall top group and then select my construction method for that one. So now I'm going to scroll down and select my wall top and apply that as well. So now if I go into my elevation view on wall C, you can see that our gaps are going to be the same here. This is how you would apply two different construction methods to one design. You would split them into groups, and it can kind of cut down on your overall work here. Thank you.